It would appear that Yu-Gi-Oh! Broke some records this weekend. Make sure you guys smash the crap out of that subscribe button so you guys don't miss out on more honest content. So I want to talk about what we've kind of seen so far out of this YCS, the record-breaking attendance for Canadian events out here. This is actually the biggest event to actually take place in Canada, actually. You know, I believe a few people were talking about, I think it was, 100 more people than Niagara Falls 2022. So, I think that's impressive. One of the major things with this, and I actually had some pretty big experience hearing these thoughts from ourselves. I'll actually talk about my experience with this format later on today, but one major thing that I heard, our case tournament actually shattered its own record out here with 34 people, which you might not think is really too crazy, but one of the major things I heard from people that I have not seen at this event, or, you know, have seen in a very long time playing right now, is a lot of people are saying this format right now has a reason to play. People are wanting to play Yu-Gi-Oh! Right now because Mulcharmy Fool Wars is a $140 card. So this is incentivizing players now. Players are looking at product right now and they're going, hey, you know, I can enter into this tournament, I can win a box, I can pull a $140 card. I can now either add this to my collection, or I have a chance to just turn around and sell it and make, you know, $140. And that's got people wanting to go to events right now. You know, we've talked a little bit on this channel about the signing up in an event. You know, now you're getting 5 packs of Rage of the Abyss for regionals right now. And you already know you're going to hear a lot of stories out here with people pulling those Fool Warsos, and they're like, boom, just made back my entry for this event. You know, got a little bit of extra money. Now I can go play whatever I want to build. All right, it's happening. All right, believe it or not. So not only did this YCS, you know, break numbers, I'm seeing more people wanting to play right now, which is counterintuitive to the problem with the format that people are complaining about with Fool Wars Shifter, but more players are wanting to play because they're incentivized more, and the casuals are not wanting to play as much because they want to get Fool Wars. But the problem still lies here that there's better price support in Rage of the Abyss right now than most modern era things. Yeah, that's the thing. And you know what? Whether or not you choose to believe that based on things, it is incentivizing players. All right, it's very interesting, actually. But these more localized events, people have more of a reason to turn up for now, which is extremely good. So, there's that. But now I gotta address the half the snake eyes in the room. So at the end of day 1, they posted this very interesting report about what was kind of walking around in the room out here. And, you know, a lot of people out here were telling me, Robbie, you know, you're really underestimating Yubel out here. If half of the room is snake eyes out here, then what in the world happened to Yubel? I find it, I mentioned that Yubel starts to, having Fool Wars in the format does not do Yubel any favors out here. And I don't know, when a deck doesn't get support, and you decide to support, you know, Tenpai with 6 hand traps, and you decide to toss in, you know, a little bit extra out here. Evidently that little bit extra was a sneeze. Holy. Alright, well anyway, because, you know, you kind of got this balancing out here act, where, you know, these new cards are pushing down on Yubel. Yubel getting Dominus Impulsed, Yubel just, its end board is not that creative right now. So I'm not surprised to see the return of Snake Eyes back in this huge, almost terrifyingly dominating position out here. And I mean, time's going to tell once we get into Top Cut. And, you know, we kind of start to see these numbers unfold out here with what things are expected to be seeing out here. But I'm going to be honest with you. If at the end of day 1, half of your playing attendance, yeah, just like the sniffles there, you know, man, I really do think that all of this Snake Eyes meta out here has finally gotten to me. I think I finally have the sniffles I finally, maybe, I thought it was allergy season, but no, maybe I'm just allergic to snake eyes. It can't be Tempai, but there's that. Tempai, I love the fact that they also had to specifically mention, they're like, don't worry, guys. Don't worry. Half of the room might be snake eyes, but Tempai is still over there in the corner. Hi, Tempai. And it's like, I mean, we knew this. We knew that Tempai was still going to be here. If you entered into this meta, and you're like, no, Robbie, I'm not going to listen to you. I don't think Tempai is, actually, Tempai is the most ignorant deck right now. Trust me, I played it this weekend. I'll give you as much of a report as I can later on today. But if you're looking at this deck right now and you're like, oh, two board breakers, game over for your opponent. All right, it's that easy. So there's also Centurion. This was very interesting, actually. So I not only saw Centurion win a regional today. I got the chance to look at the list. I'll post it probably later on in the week. I want to have the rest of the regional breakdown to talk about it because I'm very curious to know what its matchups were in the things that it had to play around with. But to say the least, Centurion winning a regional out here is kind of left field to a lot of people. I think a lot of people would look at that and go, how is this good? What does Centurion have to offer? Since we're in, so this is the thing. I think a lot of people forget, we're in the very early stages of this format. A lot of people right now are still gathering up Fool Warses, and a lot of people are in the experimentation phase. All right? Because we are in the experimentation phase, that means that people want to test out new ideas. Also, Centurion did get a new support card. Actually, they got 2 support cards. I don't like the one, but I think the new Synchro, being able to be a tuner monster, that also, can revive itself is kind of cheesy. Let's call it what it is. We've seen how these utility assets of these decks tend to develop out here, the little stupid things that they can do. But I'm not surprised about that. I also like the fact that Konami also emphasized that we have 2 plant decks out here. Two out of a whole field of duelists left. Don't worry. The European Special, it's cooking, all right? Don't worry. It's advancing to day 2, where you're probably going to watch the deck either, perform really well or, get sacked out of the event. That's the big thing right now. Overall, looking at what we're dealing with here. Yeah, record attendance was broken. Yes, I understand that people are already really angry at Fool Wars, Perulia, and Shifter being the 3 main bad guys that are kind of running the format right now. I do kind of agree, all right? Those 3 cards are literally the insane big 3, all right? You are going to destroy so many people with those. Players are now more incentivized to want to play the game, which is wild considering how many people out here have been, wanting to boycott Konami. But now I'm seeing more players returning and larger events. That's kind of crazy to think about. But, hey, when you can win, locals, get a box, and potentially pull a $140 card, and, you just be set off of that, I understand. I really do right now. I do fully look forward to seeing what more is going to come out of this weekend's YCS. I don't think any more records are going to be broken this event. But when I did say that this weekend was going to set the tone for the future of the game, I did mean it. All right, especially looking at the data that we have so far with such a big Snake Eyes representation. I do fully expect, later today, a lot more people are going to be like, ban that stupid Snake Eyes deck. Get it out of here. They just got more support in Supreme Darkness. You're stuck with this lore deck for a long future time to come. And I know you're not going to like me saying that, but That's the future, baby. I hope you're ready with Azamina and go. Yeah, well, what do you guys expect out of the rest of the YCS today? Please, leave a comment down below. Tell me what you guys think. And I'll see your beautiful faces back here later today, guys. Peace. Patrons, thank you.
Thank you so much for watching. Check out these other videos.